So right now we have the second round of the workshops for today. So we will have with us two awesome mentors and speakers. And I want to invite the first one. We will have a workshop on SDGs. So I want to ask Sarah Blake to join us.
Hi guys, thanks very much for that intro. Hope everyone's feeling well and delighted to join this afternoon. It's the most amazing sunny afternoon here in Dublin, so I hope it's nice for everyone else wherever you are. So this is like a little whistle-stop tour through the SDGs and sustainability and how you can apply that to your startup. So what I'm going to do is I have a little slide deck, and if you have your mobile phone handy, we're going to do a little quiz as well, just to check you're all awake this afternoon or whatever time it is wherever you are. So let's see if I can share the screen, and you should be able to see my slide deck if it's going to present. It's thinking about it right now. So here it comes. Excellent. Okay, so I'm just going to make myself smaller. There we go. Excellent. So what I want to do today is actually that doesn't look like it's in full screen, does it? Let's see if we can go back a step. It doesn't want to play full screen today. Why is that? That's better. Perfect. Okay. So what we're going to do today is, if it's going to work for me, which it was perfectly fine a minute ago. So yes, my mantra is actually Edward Everett Hale's mantra, which is I cannot do everything, but I can do something. So that's why you guys are all here this weekend. You're all here to do something for the world, for your business, whatever it is. So looking forward to hearing more about the ideas. What Arthology does, we work with businesses, communities and individuals to help them on their sustainability journey. We do talks, workshops and strategy. And I recently qualified as a B leader, which means if anybody's looking at the B Corp journey, I can help them with that. So today in our Power 20 minutes that we've got, we're going to be looking at an overview of the SDGs. We're going to be looking at your purpose and mission, which I'm sure you've done a little bit of already, the sustainability lens, how you can implement that, and some really useful tools that exist out there at the moment for the UN SDGs. So before we get into it, we are going to do a little quiz. So maybe just get your phone, use the QR code, or go to menti.com. You don't have to sign up or anything like that. If anybody hasn't used Menti before, hopefully you have. It's like Kahoot or whatever. It's really easy to use. Just put in the code 80090224, or just use the QR link using your camera on your phone, because that's probably the quickest way to get in, as it were. So, and what I was saying to the guys is that I will send on my slide deck afterwards, so that you've got the links and things to all of that. So hopefully that is working for everyone. If it's not, give me a shout or put something in the chat, and I can stop it and start again. But we are going to do a little quiz question. So this is all about sustainability and where things are going with sustainability. So let's give you the first question. Oh, you're all still coming in. Brilliant. I love some of the icons. Oh, look at the little shamrock for Ireland and the tiger. Brilliant. There's always some different emojis on this. It's brilliant. And some I haven't seen before. So, and sometimes you can pick them and sometimes you don't have time to do that. So let's see. Okay, I think we probably have most people who are on the call in it. So let's crack on. Okay, so companies that focus on sustainability do how much % better than their competitors? So this is just a stab for you guys, but is it 5%, 5 to 20%, or 21 to 40%? How much better do you think companies do when they put sustainability on their agenda? Oh, okay. So very mixed result there. And yes, the answer, well done to those 6 people, is actually 5 to 20%, which I still think is pretty good markup on your competitors. So well worth putting sustainability into your strategy. So let's just see. Looks like Priyanka was probably our fastest. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. On the buzzers. Brilliant. Okay, well done. Okay, so there's 3 questions. So we'll see who wins our little quiz at the end. So here are the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Okay, if you haven't heard of them before, 17 seems like an awful lot. What's great about the SDGs is they can be your North Star when it comes to sustainability. So you can see there, you've got, you know, a range of different things that I suppose they focus on. So anything from no poverty right through to number 17, which is partnerships for the goals. So you guys are all working on partnerships for the goals this weekend in terms of your pitching and all the things that you're doing together. The 17 goals set by the United Nations Assembly is a blueprint to achieve a better, more sustainable future for all people and the world by 2030, which, given where we're at in 2022, we've got 8 years left and it's a bit of a tall order. But the goals cover a broad range of topics that you can see here. So everything from poverty, health and environment to equity, peace and education. And each goal has a further subset of targets that have indicators and set dates for completion. There's actually 169 targets in all, but don't let that phase you, and don't let the fact that there's 17 goals phase you, because you can work on 5 of them, all of them, whatever's most relevant to your business. And by publicly committing to be part of the SDGs, you send a clear message to your employers, your business partners, your stakeholders, your potential investors, that your business is working to make the planet cleaner and healthier for everyone. And what I suppose it might seem a lofty aspiration, you can relate your chosen SDGs with specific actions and put those into practice. As I said, you don't have to do, even Microsoft doesn't work on all 17 SDGs right now. So, you know, it's something that not everybody kind of needs to do. So, okay, everybody's in, just checking the chat there. Great. Okay, so that gives you an overview of, I suppose, what the SDGs are about. And I just wanted to kind of tack on to that what sustainability means, because I suppose a sustainable business in old style or old speak probably would have been a business that is able to carry on for a long time. So it means a sustainable thing where it's just going to keep going. But now sustainability means it's about causing little or no damage to the environment and therefore able to continue for a long time. So if you think about maybe, I don't know, hydroelectric dam, for example, if due to climate change, the reservoir above the dam runs out of water, that hydroelectric dam can no longer generate electricity or, you know, pump water because due to climate change. So there's lots of things where people think they're going to be able to go on for a long time, but due to climate change and where we're at the moment, your business might not be able to go on for a long time. Now in tech, obviously, we've got lots of different impacts that can, you know, have a rather significant impact, and we don't really think about it in tech, but obviously there are data centers, and data centers need an awful lot of cooling. So there's a lot that you can do in the digital space to reduce your carbon footprint and to be working towards the SDGs. So let's have a little look at question 2 now to see what you guys think of this. So thinking about your brand now, what % of customers say sustainability is important to them? What do you think it is? Is it 63%, 74% or 81%? What % of customers say, I'm saying say, sustainability is important to them, because whether they actually do it or not is a different matter. Okay, time's up. Oh, very good to those 5 people. Yes, it is a whopping 81% that say it's important to them. And now, this doesn't always follow through, granted, with shopping. You know, if it comes down to price, some people aren't always going to be able to afford or be able to pick, you know, organic or fair trade. But most people, given a level playing field, will pick a brand that is much more sustainable. So let's see where our players came on that. So S, anonymous, looked like you were the fastest. but GK is on top, followed by Gloria and Adriana. Brilliant. Okay, good guys. Okay, so that's just to keep you on your toes and keep you awake. So the most important thing when you're thinking about sustainability and you're thinking about the UN SDGs is to think about, what does your business do? What's its purpose? What's its core? What does it exist to do? If it's an impact model, as we call it, you know, you are solving a social issue, then purpose is obviously completely ingrained into what you do already. So why does your business exist? What does your business do? Who do you do business with? Who are your stakeholders? Who are your customers? Who are your clients? Where does your business operate? Does it operate in Ireland? Does it operate in the UK? Does it operate in Africa? Does it operate in the States? Where is it? And what are the impacts on the people locally? And how do you do business? Again, talking about impact models, if you are already doing something that's solving a social issue or a problem, then you're already most of the way there. And then just look at this graphic there from Deloitte. So these are the key issues, I suppose, that consumers make when they're deciding about a product. And one of the main things is actually how the company treats its own people, how it treats the environment, and then how it looks after the communities in which it operates. So like I said, if you're an impact model, that's an easy one to sort out. Next, we're going to look at the sustainability lens of the SDGs. And I tried to superimpose the SDGs around the camera lens there to give a bit of focus, but it wasn't the prettiest. Anyway, so you've got 8 pillars here. The first one is strategy. So when you're looking at the strategy for your business, you can certainly look at incorporating nearly all of the SDGs into your strategy. But as I said, not even Microsoft is doing all of them right now. So, you know, your best focus is to kind of take a step back and go, okay, so I'm in tech and, you know, therefore I'm probably life on land or, you know, water is not necessarily going to be important to my business, but things like community and things like biodiversity and people are going to be. So when it comes to energy, that's SDG 7. It's all about clean and affordable energy. Water, so that's, you know, that could be everything to do with, like, you know, even the water that you use within, you know, you're working from home, within your house, within whatever you've chosen to do as your business. And that's SDG 14. Then when it comes to waste, that's SDG 12. It's about responsible consumption and production. Then you've got transport. So how do you transport any of your goods or services that you provide? Is it over the internet? Is it all, you know, how is it? Is it all digital? What do you do? That's SDG 9 and 11. So that's all about responsible communities and transport. Then supply chain, that comes back to responsible consumption and production again, because it's all about how does your product get from A to B? And, you know, again, is it something that's going to be just purely communicated over the internet, or what does it do? Then biodiversity, that's all about life on land, and that's SDG 15. And then people, well, people can cover pretty much everything, but that's SDG 1 and 2, so no hunger, no poverty, and SDG 10, which is reduced inequalities. So you can use the SDGs to look at your business through a sustainability lens. So you're looking at the impacts that your business has and what it can do for people in the world to generate impact and to generate social good. So that's a key part of the sustainability goals and how they work. So our last little quiz question, and we're not doing too badly for time, so we might have a chance for questions at the end. Let's see, because I know we have our other presenter coming up and we don't want to lose time. So last question is all about an employee engagement. So what % of millennials or Generation Z want to work for a company with a cause? Is it 59%, 75%, or 86%? I know this is all guesstimation, but have a little guess there what you think. Is it 59, 75, or 86? What people want to work for a business with a cause? Yeah, that was a bit of a trick one on my part. Yes, it's actually 75%. So again, this comes back to something they call the attention action gap. So we all say we want to do certain things. We want to buy organic, we want to buy fair trade, all these things. But when it comes down to it, if we can't afford it, we can't, you know, we're not able to make that judgment, or we aren't given the choice, we're not going to make that. So that's why it is 75%. So let's see who is the winner of my little quiz today. Da, 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 da. Let's see. Oh, I think that's Atumeleng. You were the fastest, but who is on top? Oh, wow. Atumeleng. I'm probably pronouncing that terribly badly. I did languages as my degree, so I should be better at it, but well done. That's fabulous. You got all the questions right, and we were the fastest on the buzzer. So well done for that. So implementation, like this is where it's at. And if you are looking for investment in your business, using the SDGs or becoming a B Corp is like one of the clearest ways to do it. A small Irish company here called Strong Roots, who make they make like frozen packets of vegetables, so like sweet potato chips, and then they make these lovely little vegetarian vegetable patties and things like that. They actually managed to get massive investment from McCain because they decided to become a B Corp, and McCain went, oh, we need to be diversifying our portfolio and making our business much greener, so we're going to do that through acquisition. And so they managed to secure this massive investment. So it's definitely well worth doing. It's a key driver of investment. So again, just to go back to focusing on impact, and again, depending on what your techie business is going to do, will determine, I suppose, how your business will have that impact, So again, in the techie space, we could be here for a little while all about the digital impact, but most people think, oh, I have a digital business, it doesn't have that much impact, but actually data is going to overtake aviation as one of the dirtiest industries emitting carbon emissions into the atmosphere. So we really do need to row back on all the stuff that we're creating, all the stuff that we're putting up on Instagram, all this kind of stuff. We need to really think about what we need and what needs to go up there. So as a startup, you're one step ahead. Somebody said to me last week, oh, I want to be a B Corp, but I'm just not there yet. I'm just one person and I don't need to do it, etc. You can be a sole trader and be a B Corp. There's no reason for you not to be. And also, when you put it into your strategy right at the beginning, it will have a huge impact going forward. And it's so much easier to do it now rather than try to integrate it later. Now, Earthology's SDG focus. So again, I'm a professional services business. I don't have lots of impacts. I don't make clothes. I don't, there's very little sort of environmental impact, but where I do have impact is with my clients, in getting them to work on number 13, climate action, getting them to really integrate climate policy and environmental policy into what they do. And then number 12, responsible consumption and production. I work with clients to get their employees to focus on getting their emissions down. So, and thinking about buying less, which is very difficult, but we all need to buy a little bit less. Then you've got 11, which is sustainable cities and communities. So obviously I work with communities just as much as I work with individual businesses. And in fact, when businesses with me focus on a certain level of talks per year, then I generate them one for free to a community of theirs to support a charity or a community or a cause. And then life below water and life on land. These are key areas that we're always focusing on in terms of plastics and in terms of biodiversity. Make sure that you're transparent. This is very key in terms of telling people what you're doing. So if you have decided to switch to renewable electricity for your servers, all that kind of stuff, and make sure that it's unique to your business. So there are a couple of tools that can help you with this. This is going to be on the slide deck. I'm just going to put the slide deck into a PDF and I'll send it on to the organizers so they can circulate it later. But here's a really good one. So there's the SDG impact assessment tool. You can put in what your business does, etc., and it will spit out these are the SDGs to focus on. There's the SDG Action Manager, which is part of the B Corp group, and they have put basically their B Corp impact assessment into the SDGs. So you can again go into this and put in all your details, tell them your size of company, etc., and it will spit out, okay, this is where you need to be focusing on. Earthology, we've done an SDG brochure with each business, each goal has a business case to it and an overview of what each goal is, and that it's just easy to read through. And there's also SDG Academy course purely for tech, and it's currently free. So I'll send on the link to that, but that's quite a good one to do. I think it's actually starting sometime in March. So if you want to know like what the impact of tech is and the SDGs and how it's really relevant, there's actually an SDG Academy course for that. So that's me today. It's a bit of a whistle-stop tour of sustainability and the SDGs, but I hope you guys got something out of that. And I'm not sure if we do have time for questions because I know we have our other presenter coming up. So I'll hand it back to you guys and have a good day.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. It was a lot of information and useful information for our participants. And also, I think I like the quiz that you made.
But we like to keep everybody awake, you know?
Yeah. So because Sarah speak about SDGs, I also want to mention that on your page tag, you also need to have a slide regarding to what SDGs your solution is respond. So please keep this in mind.